All right, everybody, we are back with more of our linear equations. Today, we're reviewing all of the forms that we have talked about this far. So, our warm up, go ahead, pause it, and try this on your own. I'm going to do it now. First thing, let's write the equation of the line in slope intercept form. Let's start by finding the slope. Looks like it's up 1, 2 over 1. So our rise is 2. Our run is 1. That makes a slope of 2 over 1, or just 2. And next, I need to find my intercept. I cross the y-axis at -1. So let's go ahead and substitute that into our formula. We're going to get y equals 2x minus 1. That would be the slope-intercept form. The next form that we have is point-slope form, and we know for this I need a point and a slope. There are multiple points on this line, so yours could look slightly different than mine, but as long as you substituted any of these points in correctly, it should work. So let's say I chose that point right there. That point is at 2, 3. So y minus y1, y minus 3, equals m, which we just found in our last one to be 2, times x minus x1, which would be 2. So that would be the equation using that point. Y minus 3 equals 2 times x minus 2. The last one, it says is standard form. I don't know how you would do this. It would make your life very difficult. We actually can't write an equation from a graph in standard form. So we cannot actually write a standard form equation from a graph. It just doesn't work. Okay, so those were our 3 forms that we've learned thus far. Let's go ahead and talk about them a little bit. Slope-intercept form. This is where y equals mx plus b, right? This is where m is slope. We use rise over run. And then our b is our y-intercept. So we have 0, comma b, right? If you have a point, if they give you a point and it's a 0 for the x value, that is your y-intercept. You have to be able to recognize that and know that. It'll make things a lot easier. Next, we have y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, right? Where m is, again, slope, and x1, y1 are a point on the graph. The last one we have is standard. We say ax plus by equals c. A, b, and c are just numbers, right? They're not anything specific. They're just different numbers. And then we use this to find the x and y intercepts. That's what it's best for. Okay, so which form would be the most efficient to use given the following information? I have m that equals -2, and I have that it goes through 5, 7. So I have a slope and a point. The most efficient would be, you guessed it, point slope. Point and a slope, right? Number 2, I have a slope and a y-intercept. What would be the best for this one? Slope-intercept form, right? Last one I have is 2 points. Okay. Could be point slope, could be slope intercept. You're going to have to solve for your slope anyways. So I would say that it's probably still going to be easier to use point slope. So you just solve for the slope, and then you don't actually have to solve for the y-intercept as well. That is an x-intercept, but your y is 0, so it doesn't really help us. Lastly, I have it goes through the point 5,4 and is perpendicular to the line negative 5x. Well, perpendicular gives me the slope, right? I know if it's perpendicular, I'm going to use the opposite slope. So I have a point and a slope. So again, I would use point slope. Write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. Okay, it looks like my intercept is at negative 5. And then let's zoom in so we can count our slope. Looks like I am down about 1, 2, and I run 1. So it looks like my slope is a negative 2 over 1, or no, just negative 2. So in slope-intercept form, we're going to be y equals negative 2x minus 5. For point slope form, let's just pick a point. Looks like I have negative 2, negative 1 for that. So y minus y1 or minus negative 1 is going to cause me to add equals negative 2 times x. Again, minus x1 or negative 2 is going to also cause me to add. I'll write that out underneath so we don't get confused. Y minus y1, negative 1, equals negative 2 times x minus x1, which was negative 2. So for these problems, or for this point specifically, I have a double negative, which we know changes to an addition problem. That is it on our review of the forms. Make sure to reach out to your teacher if you have any questions.